Okay, checking if there is sound. Okay, checking if there is. Everything seems to be okay. Let's see what happened in Bitcoin. So I was expecting more downside, to be honest, after this daily divergence in the momentum. However, we didn't have divergence in the money fall. Money fall was going up, so uh, I guess that explains the bullishness and the choppy price action in the past few days. Now the view up is almost flat. We may be able to go up from here, but I'm not convinced at all. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 waves. The view up may fool the money fall may fool everybody and start going down from here. So I really don't know what Bitcoin is going to do. I don't know. It can go up, it can start going down, can break down. So yeah, I'll be looking at the smaller time frames for cools. Now the 4 hour is this was bullish yesterday, but now we have a blood diamond here, so this is not exactly bullish, and we may dump from here. Yeah, very very choppy and difficult price action, at least for me. 3 hour, we had momentum up. Now we should be going down, but we're not doing anything. View up is going up. Very choppy, I would say, without direction. 1 hour, well, 1 hour is it looks bullish, but I don't know if it's going to dump. The 45 minute seems like it wants to dump, to go down a little bit more. Really, this price action is just terrible. 30 minute we had a green momentum dot. We climbed up a little bit, but actually this is a retracement from this down move, so we may be able to resume the down move, the move to the downside. 15 minute looks bearish. Oh, sorry. I think today will be no trade for me, or just very small scalp. It just doesn't do anything. Sorry, Bitcoin. So yesterday we dumped, broke through the Ichimoku cloud on 21 minute. Now we back tested this Tenkan-sen of the Ichimoku cloud 1-2 times, and now we seem to be falling down. Seem to be. Let's see the daily. Yeah, we are right now in the middle line of the daily in the cloud. It looks choppy because we're in the cloud. So the time, the time when we broke through either to the upside or to the downside, like we have to broke through 25k in order to be bullish and see some more big price action, or we can go down to 21k. If we stay between 21 and 25, most probably it would be choppy, and I want to get out of the cloud here. So right now we're in the cloud, that's why the price action is choppy. The moment we start going out of the cloud, it will get more interesting. But right now this looks to me like a giant bearish flag. Candle, flag. There should be another leg down at some point, I guess. But we'll see. Okay, we're right now at the pivot at 23k. 22.4 is the support and the resistance at 23.4. This is interesting. The support is so low at 22.4. Now I wanted to see this volume delta, and it seems we have topped out here at 8.1 billion. We had a small high here, but eventually we're going down on this volume delta, and we're holding this trend line, but if we start breaking this, we're going for much lower prices, I would say, at least from this chart, because this is basically support that we are testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times so far, and if we lose it, yeah, we're going down to 20k. Let's see my favorite Google Trends indicator. This is, it seems like this is topped out 21. Well, if this start going up and the price going down, it could be the another leg to the downside. This bearish flag, probably that's another leg to 100 in the next days or weeks. Yeah, I feel sleepy today. We have some bullish divergence here on this indicator, this lines, and we have ABCD wave. Well, so let's see what happens. I mean, the signs are mixed. I just want to see whether we broke through this cloud. Most probably we will go down, but I'm not convinced. Yeah, 45-minute looks bearish. I want to see printing 30-minute red dot here on the momentum, somewhere here. Yeah, and the money flow is not so great, so big. It's tricky. Sorry, very tricky. I have nothing more to say. I'll play Inspo Crypto Analysis. I hope he has some clues of what we're doing next, because I'm clueless. I can only follow the levels and trade accordingly.
Hello folks, and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspo Crypto. Well, today it follows a little bit what we have seen just in the last 2 weeks now. And let us start with SPY because I was talking with George about that, and he told me that let me zoom out to one day. That's something I should start to do with George together to exchange a little bit, so a little bit the metrics, but also what's happening to the option market and so on and so forth. So first of all, he told me now mm, that um, the option traders related to SPY are buying hard right now calls with a strike of 455. So 455 is here, and you see we are here. So for the next weeks and months, they are expecting to go up more and more and more and more. Our all-time high is, if we check, it's on, well, almost 480. So yeah, to be fair, it, if we are reaching that level here, it's just a step, a leg up more to make a new all-time high. And to be honest, taking into account how aggressive they just flip the narrative from, hey, we are in a beer market to, hey, we are in a bull market. In my opinion, it's they are making the rules. We can just dance um, with their music, and that's it. And that's exactly the same they did last year. Not last year, it's now 2 years ago. You remember what happened? March 2020. They started February 19th. And what happened there? Well, I mean, SPY just almost crashed by 36% after they mentioned and announced that we have COVID. The market crashed. It took some months to recover all of that. And that's it. Afterwards, we went more up, you know. But I mean, we remember we had here a bigger impact in the economy just because of the pandemic. But we went up. And we did a new all-time high. Then they declared the bear market is here. Okay, that's here the bear market. And since then, we started to go down. Since then, we not only received COVID and different versions of COVID, we also received monkeypox. Russia attacked Ukraine. I mean, since then, our list of risk for the market just has increased even more and more and more. And then Jim Cramer just said the bull market is over, the bear market is over. That was here. And since then, we are just lifting up. And yes, it's possible that we make such a, double top, and then we go down again, or maybe we will go even more up. Up and up and up, until this gentleman will decide it's over. And that's how it works. Because I'm not a trader, I'm an economist. For me, fundamentals are key. I can't trade the market just believing what JP Morgan is telling me, what Goldman is telling me. It's not possible. That's not how I trade, so that's why I prefer to stay away. And you see, everything is managed by the narrative they need. Even if the Fed is saying we need to fight the inflation, then they say, yeah, but we have more jobs. I'm very tired because I was involved in politics in Germany. I remember the discussions I had with these people when they told me, yeah, but listen, I mean, the unemployment rate is very low. Even if we have some crisis problems, but it's not that bad. And I said, to have a job is one thing. To earn or to generate enough money with this job, to have a nice quality of life is a different thing. So only just because people have a job doesn't mean they can give some input to the economy. Indirectly, yes, of course. Slavery was extremely positive for the industry. Extremely. If you don't need to pay for your stuff, that's the best case. As an entrepreneur, of course. On the other side, your staff can't participate in your economy. With what money? And that's something, this narrative of telling you, yeah, but people have more jobs now. Well, but tell me, with a rising inflation and with a neutral real salary, Real salary means including inflation. So if you're earning $1,000 per month and we have 10% inflation, your salary at the end of the month, your real salary, is 1,000 less 10%, $900. So you have $900 available, $100 less than before. Because you can't spend $1,000. Even if you get this $1,000, the inflation keeps being 10%. That's what many politicians understand, but they use that in a different way to indicate you, hey, everything is fine. And that's what they are doing at the moment. If the Fed is going to raise their rates, they will tell you, wow, that's extremely bullish. Why? That's not extremely bullish. Yeah, that's bullish because then they will shrink the economy even more and then they have to pivot. That's the excuse. And you say, wait, what? So it doesn't matter. So the inflation could crash the economy. They need to do something, but it doesn't matter. So if they don't do anything, it's bullish. If they do something, it's bullish because everything at the moment is bullish. And that's the current, unfortunately, current narrative. However, always trade the markets. Always. If you are in mood to absorb a certain risk because like they did just 2 years ago to crash the markets by 30%, that can happen tomorrow again. We don't know. I mean, if they come and say Mr. Biden has monkeypox and he is dying 2 days later, the markets could crash and you will not have enough time to take the exit because all these guys changing the narrative because they need that, they have time advantage. They will dump into you. That's a risk I can't absorb, and that's why I'm not trading at the moment. I'm not convinced. I know the market looks bullish. I know I could make money longing or whatever, but I'm not convinced. It's against me. I'm not a trader. I'm an economist. I really can't trade that. Even their arguments are for me nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. Another thing that's absolutely, I'm a little bit angry with CryptoQuant. Now let me be straight. I'm really pissed. You remember we had almost 24% yesterday? Waste ratio, 30 days moving average. Something changed on CryptoQuant's data again. Now it shows only 16%. Maybe they redefine wealth ratio now, or maybe they adapt just the wealth ratio definition. It was in the bear market mode and now it's in the bull market mode. I really don't know. Yes, it's sarcasm, but I'm really pissed because as an analyst, I need to trust my data. And if it's changing over and over again, I can't trust it. I will send a message to CryptoQuant. I will claim that. And I will stop to use CryptoQuant in the future because that's an absolutely no-go in my opinion. However, it's not playing out. I have mentioned many times. I would at least expect a rising volume. That's not happening. However, we are going more up, more up, more up. Usually I would expect to go down and then more up, but everything depends on SPY, so it wouldn't surprise me if we go straight up. And that's it. Let us go forward. If we check here, that's the wealth ratio 1 hour time frame. Was declining, declined more, lifted up even more, and then it seems it's declining right now. So they are still using the opportunity to distribute, and that's absolutely it. Also here, nothing big to tell. We see here, for example, the stablecoin supply, it's declining. I'm still noticing these whale alerts telling me that traders are taking profit 50 million USDT over and over again. That's what they are at least telling me. That would explain why the supply is declining. We have seen today that just Tether minted again 1 billion. This 1 billion doesn't appear here yet because I don't know exactly how it works, but they use that for DeFi and they minted them, but they didn't sell them. So they're still in the treasury, and that's, I don't know why they are doing that, if that makes sense or not, but at least that's what we can see here. So it's not included. and we see the centralized exchanges, their stablecoin reserves. It declined, as mentioned. That doesn't look organic. Usually that means that the exchanges refilled their reserves and it maintains right now its level. That's it. Let us go forward and check what the flow activity is indicating. So also here, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Today, the max what we have seen was 890 bitcoins inflow. Even stablecoins, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Very quiet. Absolutely very quiet. Everything that's happening at the moment, in my opinion, is almost, I would say, almost 90% everything algos. Just algorithm. Pushing up, pushing down, pushing up, pushing down. That's why we are seeing such candle wicks here or here. It's always just pump dump, pump dump, pump dump, pump dump. So only here, if we check, for example, outflows, 2,000 bitcoins outflows here, another 3,000 bitcoins here, but nothing big, absolutely nothing. So if we check, for example, what's happening here, we see the funding rate lifted up, declined, lifted up, and it seems it wants to decline, but it's too early, indicating that will then start to demand more shorts. If we take a look to the leverage ratio, of course, lifted up very hard, because right now it seems even more shorts are coming in. We will take a look just in the next few minutes. We see what's happening at the moment. So indicating they're they demanded much more longs than shorts. If we take a look to the open interest, did exactly the same like the leverage ratio. So if we go here, we see that someone sent almost 4,000 bitcoins to derivative exchanges, and that's it. I mean, stablecoin almost nothing, just really 70 millions. That's nothing. That's just peanuts. If we go forward, we can check what's happening here. Let me refresh the website, and we see we are almost in the level of 50-50. So as much we will go up, more shorts will come in. And we need to be very careful because, you know, if they want to push more up, they will try to get more shorts than long. So maintain the level we have at the moment, maintain a little bit more, even let the price retrace a little bit to generate more shorts, and then push up hard. So be very careful. I don't trust this market at all. We see on Ethereum still more shorts than longs. Well, about these guys, nobody should care. And that's the only one. So it's almost 50-50. If we check here, open interest lifted up. We see here top trader accounts. So we see that the big accounts, I would interpret that as accounts related to whales, are mostly on the long side. And if we check here, also the positions, so the volume of different positions are more on the long side, indicating more money is longing than shorting. So the long short ratio is at the moment 56-44 there on Binance, only on Binance. Let us take a look to the next chapter, and that's of course, can I use the spin? Oh yes. Let me see. Come on. Oh Jesus, what the hell is that again? The unlimited spin. Give me blue. Wow. Great. Thank you very much. So let us take a look what the Binance liquidation map is showing us. As usual, that takes a little bit. Sometimes a little bit more. Nothing have changed. Absolutely nothing have changed. So I still don't get that. So my interpretation is, what's my interpretation here? I mean, we see that's low leverage, mid leverage, no, that's high leverage, mid leverage, and low leverage. We see that a lot are shorting with low leverage, even more are shorting with mid leverage, and just few or less are shorting with high leverage. However, indicating here we have much more leverage to that part than to that part, because on the long side they are just, it seems, longing with mid and low leverage. That's my interpretation here. So yeah, the market should go hitting 24,000. Let us take a look to FTX. No history, no. Okay, that's different. That's really different. So we see that here shorts are much more concentrated here on the mid leverage and longs on the low leverage. So it looks a little bit different. However, also here we have a bigger liquidation cluster than on the long side. That's high leverage short, also indicating 24,000. But nothing big. Nothing big like we had in the past, for example. Absolutely not. Even if the scale here lifted up, we can see here 80 millions. Still unclear if that means we have there 10, almost 11 million contracts. Is that such like the, I don't know, open interest? I don't really know. However, it looks like it's more in favor to go, at least on Binance, more to that side than to that side. But we will see. Let us go forward. So let us see what's happening here if we zoom out a little bit. Well, first of all, I've mentioned about that. Not always. We need to be very right. Not always, but as you see, and I have mentioned that, when Bitcoin collateral futures lift up, at the same time we can see here that some others are just distributing. So it's not saying they are only using Bitcoin collateral contracts to hedge, but it seems they are using them also to hedge. If we zoom in more and more and more, we can see that better, that they were all the time just hedging and now it's stabilizing. Usually when that happens, when they go and long with Bitcoin collateral, for example, they are selling, and something at the moment I don't see. I mean, futures collateral with stablecoins are lifting up, aggregated spot lifting up, but not with Bitcoin collateral. So could indicate those shorting and those longing, they are just, the net flow is almost neutral. That would explain that at the moment. So yeah, let us see what's happening here. That's 5 minutes. Let us go to 30 minutes. Oh, Coinbase. I don't know how that works, how they can have such a volume delta. If I check, for example, we will see that when we go over to the heat map and we check the exchange walls, you will see Coinbase have such a low volume. I really don't know how that works. If that's here wrong, or I really don't know, but that's incredible. It's really incredible. I mean, it's not that huge compared to Bitcoin, to Binance, but it's really big. Also here the 30 minutes volume, that's actually a Coinbase volume. It's not that low. Oh, what's happening here? That's crazy. Oh, that's interesting. Let us check what Binance is doing, 30 minutes, and we will see Binance distributed very well, very well. And now it's buying, it seems. So they are, yeah, the cumulative delta is indicating almost 1,600 Bitcoin in plus. If we go forward, that's Bitfinex. I think we all know what Bitfinex is doing. So also very interesting. If you check what they are doing, they distributed well here, for example. Is Bitfinex here also? No, no, it's not. Binance, BitMEX, but unfortunately not Bitfinex. However, they distributed as well. they are not really buying, not big anymore, so we will see. Some people said, yeah, but Inspo, check what their longs are doing. We will check that just in a few minutes. Let us go here to 30 minutes as well. And we can see that after the funding rate here declined, while the price declined, also very interesting, afterwards it started to lift up, and that's what's happening now. It's lifting up. Open interest rised a lot, indicating someone here is pushing the price, but at the same time making a big bet here. And that would explain why we had this big candle week there. Let me show you. Here, this one. So, and now I would like to show you about Bitfinex and their longs, because that's something they did last year. And it seems that it's also part of their hedging. So you can see they started to lift up in longs. What happened afterwards with the price? We dumped. Afterwards, what happened again? They lifted up very hard. What happened afterwards? The price declined at the same time. So it's crazy to tell that, but it looks like Bitfinex has still... So the whole market is Bitfinex. The whole market is Tether, the whole market is Bitfinex, because that's really crazy accurate what they are doing since a while. And now it's declining while the price is lifting up. So what does that mean? If really is Bitfinex the big player here, and that would maybe even match to the article of Protos. You remember they mentioned that wait, here we go. Grayscale and MicroStrategy. So it was a very interesting article where they were just explaining and looking if Grayscale and MicroStrategy are both actors here in the market driving the price. Something that could happen. I would recommend just to read this article. It's really interesting from Mark. However, is that possible? Yeah, why not? It could be possible. The question is why? Why are they doing that? If they are buying right now, why they need, or even the sellers, to hedge with longs? That's the big question. I really can't tell you that. However, what they are doing, I mean, if that's right, means if they want to reduce their longs, we will go even more up and more up and more up. So the current pace is indicating we should go up to 29,000 as next stage. If they want to decline even all these longs here, and these longs were both, or at least placed between 39,000 and 29,000, and they did that last year. That's not no kidding. They really did that last year. Means we need to go more down, and depends how far or how quick we do that. So if the price is going to go up, we will match here. And that means we are, they reduced all their longs. We have reached their level of 39,000, and their trade is done. I guess they did a huge gain, and that's it. That's absolutely it. But it's too early to say that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if... I mean, it matches at the moment. It matches very well, because you can see that they started to decline their longs while the price started to lift up. Even the pace looks extremely accurate, but we will see. I mean, if that's the case, 39k. And after 39k, we will see what they are doing. Maybe they're starting to go long again and they will distribute again. We will see. I really don't know. So just to explain that chart here, because that's something I tweeted and some people of you just had some questions. If we go forward and check, for example, what the market maker is doing, it's not accumulating while we are going up, so he will distribute even more. Absolutely bearish, nothing to do what they did last year. You remember, that's what it... let me see. That's what they did last year. And then check what they did here with the price. I mean, that's what they did. They accumulated the way down. and even then afterwards, for example, they push the price a little bit, also, but not big. However, this time it's completely different. This entity is declining. This entity is not accumulating. The market maker is not accumulating. The only ones that are accumulating are retailers. That's the only one. You see that? We don't have unlimited entities. So usually we should see that. We can't see that. Even those here are starting to distribute, it seems. So even the retailers and this one here are almost 80% just exchanges, if not even more. So, wow, what's happening here? I really don't know. But if they think to push the price up just because of SPY, so someone is buying. But who? Exchanges maybe? I don't know. Maybe. But that's it. Let us go forward.
Well, it's the same as was days. I don't trust the market as well. I think they're waiting for something, or they're moving the market in a way that confuses most of the traders, but we are not strongly going up, which means something, which I guess means that we will have another leg down soon. How soon, nobody can say, but we are already trading sideways for a few weeks, so I suppose the time is coming. Because from this price action, I mean, it's so choppy, it's terrible. Should I long this now to the Tenkan-sen? Just no risk reward ratio. I mean, the risk reward is terrible if I long this from here. Oh, I will not have a successful and good day, and bye.